Hello to everyone who's just joined. Welcome to your webinar with Wellhub. We are going to start in about a minute. I'm just going to take a few minutes actually and wait till people have joined, and then I will take you through everything you need to know about Wellhub. If at any point you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Great. I'm just going to give it another minute and then we're going to begin. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Yes, the recording will be available. We will send it out shortly after this webinar is finished. Amazing. Okay, hi everyone. It is really great to be here today. I'm going to be taking you through everything that you need to know about Wellhub, and I will also be answering your questions. So if at any point you have any question, just leave it in the chat or in the Q&A section, and I will take a look at it when I'm done running through a lot of the deck. So let's get into it. Welcome to Wellhub. Before you on the screen, you can see a barcode. If you have your phone with you, just take it out and scan the barcode. If you have not downloaded the app before, you can download it through this barcode and you can follow along in a much easier way. You'll be able to use the app as I talk you through a lot of the different elements about it. So it's a lot easier to do that. Feel free to take a second and just scan that barcode. Perfect. A little bit about me before we begin. My name is Mahnoor and I am based in the London office. I am a wellbeing engagement specialist. And the thing that I love most about Wellhub is the flexibility that comes with it. I work out of the home sometimes, I work out of the office sometimes, but I really like going for yoga. So wherever I am based on my location, I can find a studio near me. And I also really like Sleep Cycle. When I can't sleep too well, it helps me with that. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to show you a little video about what Wellhub can do for you, and just going to share the sound so you can hear it. Enjoy.
Welcome to Wellhub. Offered by your company, you get all-in-one flexible access to the world's best network for fitness, mindfulness, therapy, nutrition and sleep. Enjoy the best in wellness through a convenient mobile app with affordable plans that offer tons of wellness options. So, whether you are hybrid, remote, at the office or on the go, Wellhub can help you create and sustain healthy routines. From more physical activity with gyms, studios, classes and trainers, to less stress with mindfulness, meditation and online therapy, to building lasting habits with nutrition apps and wellness coaches. Get started today and check in with your well-being every day.
Great. So that should have given you an idea of what Wellhub is all about and how you can see it playing into your life. Again, the barcode is there, and I'm going to show it to you again towards the end. If you have not had a chance to download the app yet, go ahead and use that barcode. So why is Wellhub a good fit for you? Wellhub looks at well-being in a holistic way, which means it's not just there for your fitness or your physical well-being, but it is also offering you a lot for mindfulness, sleep, therapy, nutrition, and even specialized well-being. Well-being is not a one-size-fits-all. Everyone has a different way that they look after themselves. Maybe you are someone who likes a lot of spontaneity, a lot of variety in the types of classes that you do, or in the type of meals that you like to eat, or the type of goals that you set for yourself. Or maybe you're someone who's a little bit more regimental. You have a specific type of gym you like to go to, a personal trainer that you like to work with, or a few apps like Strava and MyFitnessPal that you like to use. No matter what your goal is, you're going to find a way to use Wellhub to help you reach those goals because it offers things for everyone. So let's dig a little bit deeper into how it does that. Before we do that, we're going to create your free account if you don't already have one. It's super easy. All you need to do is log into the app and click on sign up for free. Once you do that, you're going to see a bar in front of you that gives you the option to select the company that you work for. And then you fill in your email address or your employee ID and any other information that's requested. You're going to get a verification code. And once you get that, you will type it into the app when you get the prompt for it. And that is all. That's all you need to get into the Wellhub app and sign up for free. If you have any issues with any processes, you can also always visit the help center, and I will show you how to do that towards the end as well. Okay, so looking at what Wellhub has to offer, and I think this is everyone's favorite part, looking at gyms, studios, and even the digital apps and partner side of things. So there are so many different ways to explore your well-being, whether you're someone who's just starting out or someone who's already found what they love, you're going to be able to do that through Wellhub. Wellhub has everything from HIIT training, cycling, swimming, bar and dance, functional training, yoga, Pilates, and so much more. You can see some of the main studios and gyms that are in the UK that are within these categories. There are also lots of them in Ireland that I will show you in a minute. So whatever studio or gym you're looking to use, it most likely is on Wellhub. And if it is not, you can always refer that partner. And I'll show you how to do that as well. So here you can see the different kinds of plans that you get with Wellhub and the kind of gyms and offerings that are under each plan. So we range all the way from a starter to diamond and coming soon a diamond plus. Here you can see that the starter plan, which is what you could start with, is over 470 gyms and studios. Some names like the gym group are within the starter plan. What that means is that from all of the 470 plus gyms, you can go to a different one every day, or you can go to the same one every day, as long as it is one check-in. And even all of the apps that fall under each plan will be accessible to you. Now, if you look at the silver plan, which is 2,700 gyms and more, Nuffield Health, Banadine, Fitness First, a lot of these are under silver. And what it means to be on the silver is that along with the silver plan, you can also use any of the offerings in the lower bits. So whether you want to go to TGG or Energy Fitness or Everyone Active and also all of the other offerings in silver, you can do that within the silver plan. And then in the platinum, if you're on the platinum, it's 3,500 plus gyms and studios. And everything under the platinum plan you can use if you're subscribed to platinum, and all of the plans that lead up to platinum. So everything in starter, basic, bronze, silver, gold will be available to you if you've subscribed to the platinum. I think that brings together well of all of the value that you get within each plan. But if you have any specific questions, go ahead and write them in the chat. I will be talking through this a little bit more, so it's going to become more and more clear. The same thing applies for Ireland. You have these different plans that are all available to you. You can pick anything from starter, basic, bronze, silver, gold, platinum that fits the kind of gym or the kind of studio you want to go to. It might also just depend on your location. Suppose you're really close to Yoga Hub and you really like going for yoga, you might want to subscribe to silver. Or if you just like to go to do your gym check-in and use Strava, you can use the starter plan. So it really depends on what you're looking for, but there is something for everyone. So this is how you would go about and find what gyms and studios and classes are available to you. So all you need to do is once you have your app out in front of you, you see that search bar up top. You're going to click that and put in your postcode or the postcode of anywhere you'd like to work out from. Suppose you're at the office today and you want to see what the closest gym is so you can get your workout before or after work, you can just use this process. So once you see that search bar, you type in your postcode, and then you can also filter according to gyms and studios or classes or even activities and apps. And then right under there, you'll see a drop down of all the different gyms that are near you, all the different classes that are near you, and you can just click on any one of them, find more information, and book them from there. For gyms, you don't need to book ahead. You can just walk into the gym. But for a class, like a soul cycle class or a yoga class, you will need to book ahead. And you can do that through the app. If, however, you type in, let's say, Studio X, and Studio X does not show up on Wellhub, it could be because it doesn't already exist within our partner network. But if you like going to this Studio X, you can always refer that partner. So how you would do this is you log into the app and you go into profile. Then from there, you select the settings gear icon, scroll down to support, and you're going to see refer a partner. All you need to do is click on refer a partner, and then it'll ask you a few short details like the name of the gym. Suppose it's called Studio X, you put in Studio X, you put in the location, two or three other questions, and then you submit that and you click on refer partner. If that referral becomes a part of Wellhub, you'll get an email notification letting you know. So regardless of whether that gym is already on Wellhub or not yet on Wellhub, you have the power to be able to bring it on board by referring the partner. And you can use any of the gyms and studios that are already on Wellhub as long as you're subscribed to the plan that that gym studio class is in. I hope that's clear. If not, go ahead and drop a question. I will look at the questions after I'm done running through most of this. Let's look at well-being apps. So I know I mentioned things like Strava and MyFitnessPal. Those are just two of the many offerings that are available on Wellhub. So apps are also split according to the many different well-being pillars. We have fitness apps that range from Zumba, Strava, Oraculus, Apple Fitness Plus, yoga apps, apps that you can take to the gym with you to like help you with your goals or give you a workout that you can do there. Like Heavy is very good for that. And then they all range in different plans. So as you can see, Starter has a big bunch of the different digital offerings in there. So if you're on the Starter plan, you can use all of the different apps in there as well as the different gyms and studios in Starter. If you have Silver, you can use all of the apps that go from Starter all the way up to Silver. And then you can also use all the gyms and studios in it. And I'll get into it a little bit more in detail. So this is how you could curate your well-being journey with Wellhub. Suppose we'll take a look at Ben. Now, Ben has really long hours. He works on site as an engineer, but he really likes routine and staying consistent with his goals. So for Ben, the bronze plan made a lot of sense for him. On Monday, with the bronze plan, he can go to the gym group near him for his workout, and he can use iFit for a different number of exercises or a workout plan that he can do at the gym group. And then on Tuesday, he uses Nutric to meal prep, and he goes to Better for his gym check-in. On Wednesday, he goes to Anytime Fitness, which could be close to another area that he's working in, and he uses Strava to track his cycle back home. On Thursday, he uses Everyone Active, and he uses an app called Oraculus to get different workouts within the gym space at Everyone Active. On Friday, he goes for a nice yoga class, and then he uses Calm to listen to a meditation on his way home. And on Saturday, he goes to Places Leisure and uses Sleep Cycle. On Sunday, Snap Fitness and Storytel. So I think you can tell that there's a lot of variety that Ben is using. But again, this is just to show you all the types of facilities and apps that you can use. However, if you just want to stick to one or two partners, you can do that as well. Similarly, we have Anne, who's on the goal plan. Her goals are a little bit different. Maybe she lives in a different location. She likes to go to Try Yoga on Monday and uses MyFitnessPal to log her calories and her movement. And then on Tuesday, she uses Better and Lifesum to plan her meals. On Wednesday, she goes to Fear's Grace and uses iFeel for a therapy session. On Thursday, she goes to Radisson Blue, close to her work, and then uses Yogaya for a restorative yoga class at home. And then Friday, Gymbox, and she uses Nixie, which is a great women's well-being app. On Saturday, she goes to Pilates at Frame and uses Clue to track her cycle. And then on Sunday, Victor's Soul for a reformer class and Chainiac for understanding a little bit more about how to go about her goals. So there's a lot of variety here, which you can see, and you can use any of the partners as long as they're in your plan. You can also access live classes with Wellhub. Live classes are great for you if you are short on time, if you need more flexibility, if you don't want to leave your house, you still want to get the workout in within a virtual class, you can do that with Wellhub. I know I showed you earlier where the search bar was and how you can put your postcode in, but you can also use that same place to look up virtual classes, live classes. So how you would do this is by filtering up top with classes and then the day you're looking to do a class. So suppose you're looking at Wednesday and you want to see what the schedule is like near you, what kind of classes are available, or near a different postcode. You can do that by filtering for classes, and it'll give you a drop down of everything that is near you, but also everything that is a live class. You can just filter by classes on the screen, and then you can go ahead and book that class, and that is it. And then you can take that class. Similarly, For booking a private session, which is a one-to-one online session, it would be the same process. Once you've logged into the app and you click on the explore icon, you'll be able to find private sessions. You can even filter by private sessions. You will have that option up top. And then you'll be able to see, suppose, personal trainer or breathwork and meditation, and then click what you want to do and book that class for yourself. These personal trainings that you see here, these are online and they will say online up top. So you'll be able to take that and use your one check-in for the day for this online class. I hope that's clear. If not, go ahead and ask a question. Now, this is a really important bit that I would love if you pay attention to, because we want to make sure that you have all the access you want to your favorite classes. So when you are booking a class, suppose you're scheduling a class, and this applies only to scheduling classes and not checking into a gym to use the gym floor. If suppose you want to go to Soul Cycle for a cycling class, you will look at the schedule, type in Soul Cycle, and suppose you decide on Saturday morning you want to go for a cycle class. You book it for Saturday. Make sure that within that booking, within that schedule section, you look at the partner's about information and their cancellation window. A, that's going to tell you all the information you need to know before you go to a class. B, it's going to let you know when you need to cancel early enough to not hit a pause. You can also plan accordingly. So suppose you know you're going to have a busy Saturday or a busy Sunday and you're not sure you want to book a class, make sure you pay attention to what the cancellation window is so you don't book something knowing that you might not make it. And if you want to cancel a class, cancel it within that cancellation window so you don't hit a pause. If you miss a class or cancel late, your class bookings will be paused until the end of the calendar month. So suppose you booked that class for Soul Cycle on Saturday, but you end up canceling right before the class because you just couldn't make it. That would mean that you've hit pause on your bookings for that month. So any other class that you had scheduled for the week after or the week after for that month would be removed from your calendar because you would lose the booking ability. However, if you pay within the 2 hours, you will be able to unpause and keep your future bookings. You can obviously unpause at any point of that month by paying £14 or €15 within the app. But just to secure your future bookings, if you've booked them in, do that within the window or do it at any point where you want to unpause. So suppose you don't cancel today and you end up missing the class, but you have all of this month left and you don't want to stop going to Pilates or yoga. You can always pay the unpause fee within the app and continue booking. If, however, you feel like, no, I don't want to pay a fee, I don't want to book any more classes for this month, you can still go to the gym. So even though missing a class or canceling late will pause your bookings, you can still go to the gym. Okay, so this only is for class bookings, whether that's a CrossFit class, a cycling class, a Pilates, yoga, anything that's within the schedule that requires you to put it in earlier. But if you're just going to go to Fitness First and use the gym floor by checking in once you're at reception, that's still open for you. Same thing for TGG, same thing for Nuffield. Any of the gym spaces that don't require you to book a class, you can still use regardless of whether you're paused or not. I hope that's clear. And to make it a lot easier, just check what the cancellation window is. You will find it in the schedule of the partner that you're looking at. And then always cancel early, get reminders on your app, put on your in-app notifications. You will also get emails with your confirmations that have the cancellation information in there, and you'll get a reminder. So just make sure you keep your eye out and are able to cancel in advance if you feel like you won't be able to make it. Okay, so Trainiac is another great app on Wellhub that will help you with your well-being goals and making your workouts. It is a personalized approach to your well-being. There are many well-being coaches on Trainiac that you can connect with. They give you personalized workouts and a lot of information on how to go about your well-being journey. We also are always adding on new things. You might have seen the past couple of months we've had the gym group added on, which is great. They start from the starter plan, and there is one like in most neighborhoods. So I'm sure you will find one near you if you're just looking to keep going with your New Year's resolution or just start in a regimen of checking into the gym. It's great to take a look at a plan like starter that you can just start using the TGG gym closest to you, or even some apps like Strava. So this is one example of how check-ins at specific gyms work. There are a lot of gyms on Wellhub. and some of them might have a different check-in process compared to others. For TGG, you can see the check-in process before you. Once you found your closest TGG location, prior to your first check-in, you need to complete a verification form. So you'll be able to find this within the app, and then it'll just ask you to fill out a few things like your first name, your last name, just some specifics. Just make sure you follow this form. For other gyms, you won't have to do this. So every gym is kind of different. Suppose you end up going to a leisure center on Wellhub. For that, it might be a different check-in where you just go and click check-in when you're at reception, and they might ask you to scan a barcode and fill in your name, and that might be it for the first time. So just always check the About section. Other gyms are completely different where you just go to reception, check-in, and automatically go through. So it really depends on the place. You will always find information in the About section. You'll also find the gym's email and phone number in case you need to call ahead for any reason or can't find specific information. You can also visit the Wellhub Help Center, which I will come to. So as you can see, this is the process that I was talking about within the TGG check-in. You'll be able to get on the home page, select the gym's location you'd like to access, select that, and then scan that barcode to help you with your process. You will find a lot of this information in the FAQ section as well, and you could always raise a live ticket with the Help Center if you need to. Beyond the gym, we are always adding on a lot of different tools and facilities. So iFeel offers virtual therapy sessions with licensed therapists. And then the silver plan, you get one therapy session with a licensed therapist. So along with the different gyms and studios you can use and the different apps that you can use in silver, you can also do your one therapy session in the month within that same subscription. So you pay nothing extra for going to a gym and doing a therapy session and bringing all of your well-being requirements into the same subscription. And then the gold plan, it's 4 video sessions with a licensed therapist. So whatever your goal is, you'll be able to use a specific plan to get to that goal. But I think that's great value for having a silver plan where you can get therapy and you can go to a nice gym, studio, use any or many of the apps. There are also some really great facilities like massages, infrared, saunas, cold plunges, pools on Wellhub, even things like tennis and bouldering. So if you want, you can search these within the app and see what comes up for you. However, a lot of these different facilities, especially like infrared saunas, cold plunges, infrared classes, these are generally in platinum and above. So just keep an eye out for that, and you'll be able to filter for plan as well and see what comes under that plan. Or if you find something like you've typed in infrared Pilates, you'll be able to see what studio has them and what plan they are under. So there's a lot to explore on there. I would suggest really just going and having a search, finding what works for you, and then seeing what plan it's under. Let's go ahead and look at what is important to know with Wellhub. The check-in button is where you would basically enter the gym by clicking check-in or go to your class by clicking check-in. So every time you go to something you've booked, make sure you press check-in so it validates your entry. And then the explore section is where you would go to find live classes, personal training sessions, different kinds of classes, coaches, personal trainers, and different apps. And then in the profile section is where you would go to get help with your account settings, manage your subscriptions, add on family members, refer a partner, and so on. So checking in is super important. I know we talked a lot about making sure we don't miss a check-in, but let's figure out what it means to check in. So checking in is really essential. You get one check-in a day on the Wellhub app. Now, this one check-in applies to an in-person class, like we talked about, whether you're going for yoga, Pilates, or a CrossFit class. It also applies to a live group class, a personal trainer session, or a gym walk-in. So out of these 4 things that we can see, you can only do one a day, which means if you go to the gym group today, you can't also go and do your virtual class online. Or if you go to a Soul Cycle class tomorrow, you can't go to Soul Cycle and Gym Box tomorrow. You have to pick one. So that's one check-in, which will apply to an in-person class, a live group class, a live personal training, or a walk into the gym. The wellbeing apps do not require a check-in, which means that while you're going to the gym group, you can also download Heavy, MyFitnessPal, Strava, any and all of the apps that you want and use those at the gym or outside of the gym. The apps, downloading the apps, using the apps will not apply to your check-in. So checking in is super easy. Once you have booked your class and you show up at, say, SoulCycle, or you go to the reception and you just check in before your class and you can go ahead and take it. With gyms, it's a little bit different. Suppose you just got done with work and you just want to go to the Nuffields down the street, you will just simply walk over, and you will then, as you get closer in proximity to gyms, you'll start seeing the option to check in. You can just check in as soon as you're there, and then you enter and use the gym facility there. So no booking in advance is required for just using gym floors. And that should be pretty much it. Now, choosing your plan, since we've talked about so much and there's so much variety for you on there, it's very simple to actually find what you want and what would work for you. Once you created your free account, you will see a plan carousel. By clicking on the Explore button, you can navigate to see what each plan has to offer, and you can search based on classes, gyms, apps, personal trainer, type of activity, like we spoke about, and then you can see what plan everything is under and pick accordingly. You can also always change your plan. It's very flexible. You can pause, cancel as you need to. We also have a really great event coming up to celebrate women's well-being. We're going to be doing an event with two of our partners, Lifesum and Clue, to understand cycle syncing, which is, I think, very important for women. So if you have a partner or anyone who would like to go to this event, it's online. You can register very easily, and one person at the event will win a weighted blanket. We're also going to have another event like this, which is just to meet Wellhub on the 19th. So that should be great. The help center, which I brought up a lot, is super important. It's very easy to access. When you go into the account menu, by going on profile, settings, and account, you'll be able to select help center from there. And then it'll give you an area that has FAQs in it. So you can explore that and find answers to questions that a lot of people might have had. Super easy to navigate, but you can also start a conversation with a Wellhub support member. So suppose you're having trouble with the check-in, or you want some more information about adding a family member, is where you would go for that. I'm going to leave the scannable code up in case you haven't downloaded. I'm going to read through the questions to make sure I've covered everything that you would like to know. I'd like to check the gyms available near me before signing up to a plan. Is this possible on the app? Yes, it is possible on the app. Like I showed earlier, once you have your app open in front of you, there's going to be a search bar. Within that search bar, you can type in your postcode or wherever else you want to work out from. And then once you type that in, you'll be able to see all of the different facilities near you before you subscribe to a plan. Regarding nutrition, is there an option to get food intolerance testing? I don't think there's an option to get food intolerance testing within Wellhub. However, you can speak to nutritionists if you'd like. A lot of the different nutrition apps that are on Wellhub, and you can explore them before you download them even. You can even Google the apps that are on Wellhub. You'll be able to see all the different offerings that come under that app. So suppose you look at Lifesum or you look at Nutric, you'll be able to see which ones offer recipes, which ones offer a one-to-one consult with a nutritionist. So suppose you do have a food intolerance and you want to know how to eat, or you're looking for specific recipes or a nutrition plan for a specific goal, you would speak to a nutritionist on one of those apps. You will be able to find more information about these apps through Wellhub. However, one-to-one nutrition sessions are generally in the gold plan and up, so you might just want to double check that before you subscribe to a plan. But the other nutrition apps will have recipes and meal plans available. It's just the one-to-one sessions with certified nutritionists that are in higher plans. My class schedule only shows classes for one gym. Why is that? A lot of the gyms on Wellhub, so there's differences in what they offer generally. So some gyms that are on Wellhub might only be offering their gym space to Wellhub users, while others might have integrated classes onto the platform as well. So everything is quite different. You will need to go into the About section to read what each facility offers. Like there are some that offer swimming as well, and then they'll have an About section that tells you what you need to bring or how you can book. So just keep your eye on that, and then you'll be able to see what it actually does offer. Yeah, I don't see the gym group on my app to check in. There are quite a few gym group locations on Wellhub. Suppose there is a specific one that is not showing up for you. It might be that this specific gym group is not on Wellhub yet. So I would double check to see maybe if the location that's not closest but a little bit further away is available to you on Wellhub, and you can use that one instead. But if it's on the app, if you look it up and it's there, you can absolutely use it. If you're unable to find it, that could be because it's not currently on Wellhub. Will there be any free sessions available without selecting a plan, or should we need to register for a plan first? The starter plan and above are all plans that require subscription, but there is a free digital plan that has 10 apps in it that you can use for free. However, those 10 apps don't include anything like a gym or a facility that you can walk into to use. So free session might not be within the free digital, but the starter plan, which is the first option, that is the lowest plan, and it has a number of gyms that you can use within it. But you would need to register and subscribe to that plan to use anything that is a session. Yeah. What different meal prep apps are included within the bronze plan? So for meal prep apps, we have, I think, over 6 apps. And you can find more details on Wellhub. So if you go into the search section and you type in nutrition, you'll be able to see, or just filter for apps, you'll be able to see all the different apps that are in Wellhub. And bronze is quite high for the digital app selection. So you will have a lot of the nutrition apps within the bronze plan. How does adding family members work, and what benefits does that provide? So a lot of different companies have provided you with the option to add on family members. This may not be open to everyone, but if it is open through your company, you can easily add on family members by going into your profile section. The benefits this provides is that what plans you see and the kind of facilities you have access to Wellhub, they will also have access to through Wellhub. So suppose downloading Strava, MyFitnessPal, Sleep Cycle, Clue costs you about, I don't know, 15 pounds. And then adding on a gym membership would be another 50. The total that you come up with of all the apps that you use and the gym that you want to use, the Wellhub plan that might have that gym and apps on it might be cheaper than what you would find on the market for the number of facilities that you're able to go to. So I think the value that you're getting there is all the number of things that are within your subscription that you have access to, that your family member would also have access to. You will need to find more details through your benefits platform. So just make sure you keep your eyes on that. And you can always request more information from the help center and go to the FAQs for more information on anything to do with family members. Does Wellhub offer at-home workout plans? So like I mentioned, Wellhub covers a whole range of well-being pillars, and within digital apps, within the fitness pillar, there are a lot of apps such as Heavy, such as Miraculous even, that has workouts within it and plans within it that you could use at the gym. So yes, it does offer at-home workouts through either partner apps, through an app called Trainiac as well, and also in the live classes and the personal trainings on Wellhub. Those you could do at home. However, those would require a check-in. The digital apps like Heavy, MyFitnessPal, Miraculous, Strava, those don't require a check-in. So go through the app section on Wellhub, and you can look at the different apps that have gym workouts in them, and you can download them accordingly from there as long as they're in the plan that you subscribe to. Okay, great. I think I have answered that last question. If there are any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will give it a minute before we log off. Any other questions? Okay, great. I look forward to seeing you all during our next Meet Wellhub and during our event next month with Clue and Lifesum. Feel free to explore Wellhub by scanning the barcode that is in front of you, and we will pass this recording out as well. Thank you for joining us today. Have a nice day. Bye.